Elevation Nation, I'm going to be honest, you are in for quite the episode. We have no direction for this. Sorry, geez. I'm already fumbling because I'm just so overwhelmed with joy, love, and happiness. The coolest thing about podcasting is it's brought some amazing new friends into my life, and I can honestly say that the two ladies we have on today are two of my closest girlfriends, and I've met one of them once in person, and one of them I've never met in person. So that tells you a lot about my friends. Today on the podcast, we have on Ilana Dunn and Carly Silverman, two elevators we're having back on together for an episode. Ladies, I love you both. I'm so happy you're here. This is going to be so fun.
I can already tell my face is going to hurt from smiling so much over the next 45, 50, 60 minutes.
It's the best thing.
That's great. I mean, I'm smiling. Yeah. I didn't even talk yet.
I love it.
Guys, welcome back.
Oh my God.
It's been, I'm looking at our list of elevators. Ilana, you're elevator 80, which I know you were upset about because you would have been earlier, but you didn't respond to Sam's DM.
Okay, I'm sorry. I found it. I found the DM. I responded. First of all, you messaged me on my half birthday and failed to wish me a happy half birthday, but it's fine.
That's rude.
That's on me.
I responded the next day.
I know.
So, and
Maybe
I
was wrong, and you booked.
Yep.
Also,
do we want to read that cringy message back? Do we want to know what I said?
It actually, I can't see it. You sent 3 videos. You did actually do
I
that.
knew
but
it.
I can't watch them, and that physically pains me.
I'll find them. They have to be somewhere. Go ahead, Carly.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sam because now that I am a podcaster, I have a very hard time with intros, and I just want to applaud you on that intro because I can't seem to get it right, and Ilana forces me to do it, and I'm just not good at it. I don't know how to do it. I stumble upon every word I say, so good job.
You're getting better, though.
What is it, Carly? You don't get right to the point. You're trying to say too much with too little with too much. What is it?
I don't know. I just can't do it.
Okay.
I say the name of our podcast wrong. I don't remember our social handles. I can't. It's too much pressure.
Well,
I think we got to have Carly adjust her mic a little because I feel like it's coming in really hot.
Oh.
Sorry to pause this, but
that's okay.
Does anyone else hear that?
I had a really good joke that I was about to say. Oh, well, Carly, maybe it's just because.
Wait, Sam, let her adjust the mic.
It's so fucking.
Let her adjust the mic.
Oh, now my timing's gonna be all off.
Hold on.
All he wants to do is say the
what's
joke.
wrong?
I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah. It's fine though because the software will level it. At least what we use, not with
should
Riverside.
I turn one of these knobs?
I think you should turn the gain down a little bit.
I think it's all the way down.
All right, now try it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do you
have to
Parker, can't you control gain on your end?
Yeah, I can.
Is this any better?
No.
No.
But I'm glad you tried.
I tried.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Okay, let's try this.
All right, I guess
Let's try.
Do you want me to move back?
Maybe.
Oh no. That's better.
Maybe. Yeah, I think a little more space is better.
Okay. How about this?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I think so. Great. Sorry about that.
Well, Carly, maybe you were just struggling with these intros for the podcast because, I don't know, something really shiny on your hand that's new was distracting you. I believe you have an update to share with Elevation Nation. I would get distracted too by that good looking ring on your finger. Congratulations, Mazel Tov from Elevation Nation. We're so excited for you both. God damn it, no one can hear you. Fuck. What happened?
I think you turned it
I
maybe
ruined
off.
everything.
Maybe you turn it off. There you go. Try now.
No.
Oh my god, it must have fallen out.
I ruined
Turn the
everything.
gain up. Turn it up a smidge,
Hello?
maybe.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yay.
All right. I know where I left off.
You're Congratulations. He's so happy for both of you.
Thank you. Yes, I am engaged. I am still very confused about it and was very surprised, but I'm engaged and I'm having a little bit of a crisis because I'm just not sure what I'm going to talk about on TikTok anymore. So if anybody has any suggestions for me, any content ideas, I'm out of my place here. Like, I don't know what to do.
So Sam is in the minority here. I just want to put it out there. He's the only one right now in this conversation who is not engaged.
Wow.
Doesn't even have a girlfriend. So
Wow.
I got to open it up, right? Anyone listening?
Anyone?
If you have a cousin, a friend, a coworker, a dog walker who might
In
be a good
DC.
match for Sam. If we're
Gosh.
willing to move to DC to date this man.
You
Let us
know,
know.
as much as I appreciate you all reminding me that I'm single, I'm A-okay. We're good. We're just doing me. We're thriving. Life is good, and when the right person comes along, they'll come along. But enough about my dating life. This isn't seeing other people with Joey Lane. We're going to talk about you two ladies because since we last had you on individually, you guys have embarked on a couple new adventures together. One of them we're kind of doing right now. Can we talk a little bit about your new incredible podcast that you've yet to invite Parker and I on?
Well, hold on. We have not decided yet if we're having guests on the podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Obviously, if we decide that we will, you will be our first phone call.
Sam, I can't even do an intro and outro. You think I can have a guest on the podcast? I can barely talk to Ilana on it.
Fair enough.
Okay, Carly, give yourself more credit. You're good at it. You're great at it.
Yeah.
All right. So give us the lowdown. Podcast is called. Break it down to us. Let's hear the elevator pitch.
All right. The podcast is called Life in Progress. It is about, see, I get so uncomfortable. It is about just two girls living their lives in their 20s, going through the, what, Ilana?
Getting go.
She's like
You're
giving me
doing
this.
great.
She's giving me this space, and it's distracting me. I'm gonna look at Sam. Sam, this podcast is about two girls in their 20s just going through everyday real shit, and we're just putting it all out there. Nothing is off limits. We kind of talk about everything that we feel like everybody goes through that no one wants to talk about. And it could be from friendships to career to breakups to dating, everything in between. But we're kind of your best friends and your unbiased best friends because we just want to talk.
Yeah. I feel like in both of our, like TikTok careers, we've kind of shared a lot of things that we thought we were the only person in the world that experienced them. And then these would end up being the most viral videos because everyone else has also experienced this thing. And to take it a step further, everyone else has also felt alone in experiencing that. And we feel like as much as there are creators out there talking about their personal lives and their experiences, no one's doing it in like as much of an authentic, like big sister, we want to help you through it way as we would have wanted and as we wished we had when we were going through all of it. So we really wanted to create a space where we could have these conversations and talk about things that people are afraid to talk about, but everyone is going through.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought. It's funny because you two boys, when I was on your podcast, you said to me, you need a podcast. And immediately I'm like, no, I don't want it. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. It's one more thing I have to start. That stressed me out even when you said that. And I started going on Ilana's podcast a lot. And Ilana and I are always just getting so deep with each other about things that we wish more people spoke about. And she randomly texted me one day, and I have the text, and it was just like, I'd be down to start a podcast with you if you are. And I'm like,
I had Carly on 4 times, and on Seeing Other People, and every single time there was this like rush of feedback that was like, we love the two of you together. It wasn't we love Carly. It wasn't we love Ilana. It was we love Ilana and Carly. We want more Ilana and Carly. And at one point I did a poll on the Seeing Other People's story, like, should I bring Carly on monthly? And people said yes. Like everybody wanted Carly to just be recurring on Seeing Other People. And finally I was like, why aren't we doing this? Like every single conversation we have that's not recorded, we're like, wow, if only we had a microphone for this, people would so relate. And there are people who need to hear this. And so I was like, why not? Like, why aren't we doing this if it makes so much sense to, and we know we work so well together and we'd be great at it?
Yep.
Well, you both are incredible together, but if there's one thing we've learned is you have to listen to the people. And so bringing Carly on, you know, it has something in common, like, I don't know, maybe having me and Joey on all the time. You just got to give the people what they want. People recognize talent. Carly's got it. We're so glad that she's in the podcast game with you. And I think the coolest part is, I know we're all like brother and sister now, and we were joking before, but I really do see you guys as kind of like our girl counterparts in entrepreneurship, in podcasting, in talking about some of the same problems that guys and girls and young adults are going through. And I'm so glad that you're just sharing that message of everything's going to be okay. And I think that's what Parker and I have been trying to do. And the more people, the merrier, because it is tough out there. And I think we all know that. And we're all in progress. We're all trying to elevate our lives. And that's kind of part of our mission and who we are at our core.
I love that.
You guys are also like a dynamic duo. I mean, Ilana's been doing podcasting. How long has it been, Ilana, with Seeing Other People?
Seeing Other People since January of 2021, but prior to that, we had Dating Sucks in 2020. So it's been a minute.
So you're a vet. You've probably done hundreds, if not, I don't want to put you in the thousands yet. Or
no, not thousands. I'm almost at 300 episodes of Seeing Other People. Dating Sucks was only a 12-episode run, and I've been on about 100 podcasts.
Wow. Been on. Incredible.
Been on.
One being Elevation Nation.
But who's counting?
I just want to put that out there. And then, Carly, I mean, you guys are now, 12 episodes in, something like that? What has been one conversation that you guys have had on Life in Progress that has stood out for you? I guess maybe it's like a question for Ilana and then a question for Carly, and then let's dive into that topic.
Could we actually answer for each other?
Even better.
Car, how do you feel about that?
Do you want me to answer what I think your favorite episode is? And then you want to answer what my favorite? Yeah, go ahead.
I think, and I don't want to say it's necessarily what I think like Carly's favorite was, but I think the most impactful one, both for her and for our audience and people who have seen these clips and listened to the episode, is we had a really vulnerable episode about friendship, and Carly did an incredible job opening up about friendship struggles that we've experienced, friendship breakups that she's gone through, and feeling like sometimes like other people have a million friends and, you know, we might not have as many, or she, you know, feels self-conscious about the number of like bridesmaids she's going to have versus other people. And she really opened up about that in such a beautiful way. And those videos have gone absolutely viral because so many people feel the exact same way, but nobody's talking about it. And I'm really proud of her for going there. It's a really hard thing to do, especially knowing that, you know, maybe those friends that she had those friendship breakups with, we're going to see that content. And she just did an amazing job. And I'm really happy because it was so clear the impact that it had on people.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that one, that was, she's right. That was a tough one to record because it is so recent for me that I feel like I've gone through a lot of friendship shit. And I'm happy that I was able to relate to so many people. And I didn't realize how many people felt the same way that I do. And it gets really lonely and I get sad about it sometimes. But then being able to put that out there and have so much feedback of like, thank you for sharing this. It really warms my heart. And for Ilana, honestly, I could go a couple different ways here, but there's one I want to say. So she obviously has a dating podcast and, you know, she talks a lot about her dating life on that. I don't know if she's ever truly opened up as much as she did on her own podcast about her previous relationship and what she went through. And she might have maybe earlier in the days that I just didn't know about. But it was kind of crazy to listen to her talk about the shit she went through and be able to like sit here and be okay and be in this happy, loving relationship, being engaged. It's just, I don't know. I didn't realize how much shit she went through and how much trauma she went through and how toxic it was. So for her to share that with other people. And another one that I think that she really kind of, I don't know if I would say it's her favorite, But the career episode, it's kind of wild to see how many insane jobs Ilana has had throughout the years and how each of those jobs changed like throughout her entire life and where she is now. She's had a little crazy run. If you guys haven't listened to that episode, Ilana has done everything under the sun. So yeah, I don't know, Ilana, am I missing one?
No, I actually didn't know my answer. I think you crushed it going in both those directions. I could actually talk about my career forever. I'm honestly surprised that I don't have a career podcast because it is my favorite thing to talk about. And B, I think the cool thing about that relationship history episode that we did, that was definitely the most in detail we've ever talked about it. But I also know that you saw me struggle to tell that story. And Carly and I we recorded this for about like 30 minutes. And I looked at her, I'm like, I can't do, like, I don't think this is making sense. I don't think this is sounding right. And that's something that is interesting for me because I've tried to record an episode about like that horrible, unhealthy, toxic relationship that I was in probably 6 times in the past 2.5 years. And I've never been able to properly articulate it because of how painful it was and how much it impacted me. And so to try to do it, fail, but like get back up, do it again. I still didn't go all the way there, but it really helped like have Carly there and to be able to open up about it in a way that I really haven't in a while. So that definitely was impactful.
I was going to say that. I didn't know if I should have if I could mention that or not, but yeah, we sat there and basically recorded an entire episode and Ilana just stopped and was like,
wow,
like very flustered and was like, I don't like that. I can't do that. We need to redo this.
And you redid it or no?
No, we redid it. Well, Carly was also like, yeah, I'm not following.
Sam, how many times have we gone back and forth like that before? I feel like we're just, what are we saying? We got to redo that.
Usually I just wait till the end and go, what the fuck did we just say for an hour?
It's like a 42-15 and we're like
to stop in the middle.
And we're like, what just happened? But I feel like that's so, like, that's therapy. That is podcast therapy right there. Like sitting with a mic, and whether it makes sense or not, it doesn't matter if it necessarily makes sense to other people if you're able to just sit there and get it out. And that's the beauty of being able to have a podcast. That's why, Carly, when I said and first met you, is I think everyone should have a podcast because everyone has unique perspectives to share with the world. And whether people listen to it or not, it's a way for, I know Sam and I know myself, it's a way that we're able to put our thoughts into the world and share what's on our mind. And more people need to do that.
Yeah.
It's like funny. Journaling.
It is. And it's funny you say that, whether people listen or not, because we had a recent episode come out.
Carly's freaking engagement episode. She thought nobody was going to care and nobody was going to listen. And I'm like, Carly, this is going to be our biggest episode yet. And she's like, no, Ilana, like, why would anyone listen? I'm like, why wouldn't they? Like, this is what people want.
And I felt bad. I genuinely all day had a pit in my like stomach being like, I'm letting her down because I was so nervous that no one cared to listen to that. So I'm like, I'm literally letting Ilana down because this episode is going to tank.
And I'm like, I'm exploiting you. And I love it.
It's so interesting of how when we get into the podcast game, we obviously look for the justification of our work to be how many downloads and like listens we got. Parker and I, some of our best episodes, I think are not as great conversations, and some that got none that I thought were so impactful, like nobody listened to. And it just goes to show you that you never know. But yeah, Carly, are you crazy? Everybody wanted to know about your engagement, girl. Like, we were all tuned in. I felt like I was watching The Bachelorette. So you are good. I'm so glad we got to learn more about your guys' relationship. And also, like, I have 3 engaged people on the podcast with me, something that I am not close to yet, but I'm curious to hear. I'm actually going to ask Parker this question, being the boy here. How has it been, Parker? Like, that's a lot going on, man. You just took some beautiful engagement photos. Like, how has it been managing everything from planning and what else are you doing? I mean, you sent me a thing today for the wedding. Like, you got a lot going on. How is it?
I am enjoying like 95% of it. I think the other 5% is, I don't know. I've had some interesting conversations with some of these like vendors and whatnot, and I'm just like, what is this nonsense? But besides that, I think it's been amazing. I think it's sparked like this whole new part in JJ and my relationship, which obviously is very natural given, we're getting married and we're spending the rest of our lives together. But it's just also so fun and exciting. And for me personally, it's been so a time where I've really been able to reflect on like my entire life, not just on JJ and my life. We've known each other since college, but just my life in general and where I am today and how grateful I am to be with her, how grateful I am to be in the moment that I'm in. But I think also looking around at the people that are in your life and you share that with your friends. Sam's going to be the best man at my wedding alongside my other best friend. And sharing moments like that with your best friends is like really, really special. And then even beyond that, just like looking at your other friends and your other family, it's a crazy moment. And I'm trying to take it day by day and really enjoy it. We're getting married in April, so we have time. But to Ilana, I know we were talking about this earlier, like we almost have everything planned. But it's tonight.
You're going to give Carly an aneurysm right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, we were right on it. We had a place within 2 weeks. We had a band within 3.
Chill, bro.
I'm getting married in April.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, let's talk dates after this. But even tonight, like JJ and I are making a little date night out of something with the engagement, getting married, is that, we're going to, after we finish this podcast, split a bottle of wine. We're going to go through our engagement photos that we did in Cape May. And we're like, all right, which one we're using for our save the date? Which one's going on our Zola site? Let's write our story and then send out those save the dates and make sure our registry's up to date so that people, when they click into Zola, have like the latest and the greatest. That's fun. It's exciting, right? And it's different. So Ilana and Carly,
bro,
I
you're so
encourage you.
Cute.
I'm just
You're
saying.
so
like,
cute.
Adorable, bro.
I wish I didn't have headphones in because Jake's in the other room and I need him to hear all of this because this is not how our planning process has gone at all. And for you to say you're enjoying 95% of it, I'm the opposite. So.
Oh, fair enough.
That's where we're at.
Wait. So you're not enjoying the aspect of what's right, what's wrong, everything in between?
It's all been very stressful.
Okay.
And I have not found the beauty in it. And I hope my parents don't listen to this, but I really wish I could go back in time and decide to just elope.
Interesting.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so much money and time
It's
and
a lot of
people.
money.
It's crazy. I wasn't even ready for that. Like, I thought one thing, and then I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, whoa. You take a step back and you're like, whoa. But then I remind myself, I'm like, this is such a special moment in our lives, and I'm going to embrace everything that comes with that. And yes, there's going to be challenges with like what dress, what venue, what this, what that, get it right. But at the end of the day, it's going to be amazing, right?
Yeah.
When you get to that day leading up, because at the end of the day, all the material shit doesn't mean anything. It's for you two.
Yeah.
And everyone who's there with you. And I keep just picturing this like moment where I'm standing on the altar, I'm like, or under the chuppah, and I'm just like looking around, and I'm like,
The bima, bro.
No, it's a chuppah.
No, it's
under
the
the
chuppah.
chuppah.
I know, under the
he doesn't
chuppah,
know.
but you're going to be on the beam. Aren't you doing it on a bima? No?
There might be a little.
Okay.
It's just like you look down and you're like, wow, all these people have
That's-
never
yeah.
uniquely been in this room ever before, and every single one I could have a story with. And it's really, I mean, like, it's crazy to think about. It's just, yeah.
So
wild.
as the outside best man perspective, I'll shed a couple of comedic thoughts on this. As beautiful as this all sounds, there are currently live bets being placed onto, so you guys can get in on this, how many times Parker cries, how early he cries. Will he cry at his bachelor party? We have all these bets going about Parker crying, and
Lock.
Yeah.
I cried when we had our fraternity bye-bye for 20 minutes. I was giving my speech bawling in tears. I'm a big crier.
Are
Oh my
you
God.
doing your vows during your ceremony?
We'll talk after. We're not releasing any information with regard to
Copy
our
that.
wedding. None. I want to keep it
Wow.
sealed. JJ was bringing up one thing to someone, we're having this. And I'm like, no, we're not talking about anything. It's going to be a surprise, even the small things.
I've never seen Jason cry, so if he doesn't cry at our wedding, I'm walking out.
Jason, you better cry. You heard
So-
it first.
Has
better
Jason
cry.
seen you cry?
Every other day. I cry once a week.
It's beautiful. Crying's great. That's good. I'm so glad that you guys are so excited about this stage of your life. I think it's kind of funny. So when Parker and I started Elevation Nation, it started as college to the real world, right? 22, 23, 24, 25, figuring out what life is. And I remember vividly being there, recording our first couple dozen episodes and going, this is going to not matter in a couple years. We're going to have to transition to talk about engagements and weddings. And I said it like that. And now we're talking about that. And I'm putting it on the record now. Soon this is going to transition into being a parent and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest part about both Life in Progress and Elevation Nation is it follows our mindsets as we grow, as we learn, as we face new challenges. And so that's the cool part. It's not going to stop because all of us are in progress and elevating no matter what.
It's funny.
Me and Carly, what were you going to say?
No, you can go first. It's not what you were
I
going
was
to
gonna
say.
Okay, I was going to say it's funny because we've been joking about how do we not turn Life in Progress into a wedding planning podcast now? Because it's all we talk about and think about. And
But there's still so much more going on. I mean,
Of course, and we're not going to, but
Of course. I mean, are your listeners expecting that? Probably not. They don't want
I'm
that.
sure they'll want to hear about it sometimes, but
Yeah.
we're not doing a full-on wedding podcast.
No. Definitely not. What I was going to say is, it's funny, Sam, that you mentioned about how everything, eventually it'll be kids and whatever, everything is just going to be changing. And I posted something funny on TikTok and it was a moment of silence to my old TikTok videos talking about my engagement. And I'm like, what am I going to talk about next? And someone commented, now you're going to be begging him for kids and all that. That's all you're going to talk about on TikTok. I'm like, you're probably right.
That's so funny. But it's actually probably so true.
So true.
Life changes. And it
Life's
goes
in
with
progress.
Life's
us.
in progress.
Life's in
Boom.
progress, baby.
Elevating in progress.
Elevating.
Oh,
in
even
I cannot
better.
wait. This is the collab of the
That might
century.
be the episode title here. Elevating
like it.
progress.
Ooh, I
Elevating in
love that.
progress. All right, so we have Life in Progress. We've already talked about that a little bit. Super proud of both of you. Carly, for starting your first podcast. We all knew it was going to happen. Ilana, for you bringing on Carly and you guys just being a dynamic duo. But that's not the only thing you guys have been up to. And getting engaged, also not the only thing you've been up to. There's something else that's been brewing that I'm just going to say right now. Parker and I are extremely honored that we got to kind of think through some of this with you girls in terms of bringing this to life. Can we talk about your new business? I think we have to.
Let's talk about it.
All right, give us the lowdown. Carly, you got this new business. What's it all about?
Well, we've changed the name 10 times because we've realized that every name is taken. But right now we're at Get Set Up.
See, I didn't even know that. I was about to call it something else. I'm glad I didn't intro it.
Well, here's the thing. It's all under the Life in Progress umbrella. So we don't need an official title for it. We're not, it's our matchmaking thing. We're matchmaking people. We have our database for matchmaking people.
Matchmaking
Okay.
progress. Match in progress. I don't know.
Love
Love
in
it.
progress.
Okay, so we got a matchmaking company.
We
Talk
got a
to me about
matchmaking
it.
company. Yes. So to start kind of from the beginning, quick little backstory is Ilana and I both worked at dating apps. Ilana and I were both laid off dating apps, and we have both been just setting people up forever. We have a big network of people. I myself posted on my Instagram stories one time because I was bored one day, basically saying, let me know what city you're in. I'm bored. I want to play matchmaker. I ended up getting thousands of people to join this random database, like type form that I made, this questionnaire. And I never did anything with it. Actually, that's not true. I set up 2 people and they are now dating. It's my sister's best friend, so I don't know how much that counts, but I never did anything with it because it was so overwhelming and so stressful to me. And I couldn't just sit there and do it in my spare time. And I asked Ilana if she wanted to do this with me. And at the time, she said no. And so I just forgot about it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't have time for this. I need to make money, to be honest. I need to focus on my TikTok. Months go by and I get a call. Do you want to start the matchmaking company? Do you want to just do it? And within a week, we got on a call with Sam and Parker because we don't really know in terms of like businessy stuff, we just needed brainstorming help. So we got on a call. They really helped us, I have to say. And we put something out there and now we're doing it.
I need to stop just having these little like epiphany moments because life in progress. We started a podcast because I texted you saying, okay, let's start a podcast. And we started this matchmaking company because I called you and said, okay, let's do the matchmaking.
Well, Ilana, to that point, what was going through your head before you sent that text message or that you made that phone call?
So Carly and I, among many other content creators, podcast hosts, and influencers, have a very unique position when it comes to making money. Pretty much all the content that we create, all of the podcast episodes we put out, all of the videos we make, our audience consumes it for free. So it really comes down to brand partnerships. And those are very inconsistent in terms of getting brand partnerships, in terms of the amount you can make from a partnership, in terms of if it's one video or if it's a year-long partnership. And we noticed throughout the year, it was becoming harder and harder to keep locking in partnerships. The economy is not great right now. A lot of influencer budgets are getting slashed by these brands. And so we're trying to think out of the box. Like, what else can we do? We have so many skills. We work so well together. Like, what is there that we could do either together or on our own where we can do the things that we're good at, that we love, and make a living out of it? And I had a conversation about it with somebody, and I don't know why, something led me to like, wait a second. The matchmaking is the thing that we should do. We like doing it. We're good at it. We have the dating app experience. People are constantly asking us to set them up with people. And it's the two of us. Individually, would we be able to pull this off? We could, but we have so many other things going on that maybe it wouldn't end up becoming a priority. But together, we're so motivating. We support each other. We lift each other up. We challenge each other. Together, it would make so much sense for us to do this. And I was like, let me just call her. And I just called her and I was like, crazy idea.
And I don't know how to say no.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it happened.
And starting your first, it's not really your first business, but your first business together.
Yes.
How has it
No,
been?
it is.
I obviously have seen many of your social media marketing pushes that you guys have so infamously sent out. How has it been, though? That's obviously only one part. There's operations, there's logistics, there's legal, there's financing, a lot of things that we talked to you guys about when we were first coming up with this. What has been the most fulfilling and best part, and what has been the worst part?
I'll take this. So, yes, all of that, what you just said, is really hard. And starting a business is really hard, especially when you're doing it with someone else. There's a lot of logistics. And we're not business major. We are not business people. We are creators. We are matchmakers. We are not, business people. And I'm happy to say that. But
yeah,
the most fulfilling thing, I'll say that first, is we love doing it. We love getting on a call with someone, learning about what they like and what they don't like, hearing their history. We have a full therapy session with who we are matching. And we really get to know them, and we become their best friends. And they text us all the time and they want advice, and we're kind of their dating coach and therapist. And unbiased friend to have. And I think that's the most fulfilling part. And Ilana and I, we work so well together. We've never had an issue. And I really don't see us ever having an issue. I think the hardest part about this matchmaking is it's a lot of work and there's very little reward. And not everything is about money, but we also need to make a living. And we are putting so much time and effort into, there's only 2 of us, into these matches and these people. And we're not getting that much out of it. And I think another really hard part for us, which we're trying to figure out, is we have over 4,000 people that signed up for this free database. Well, those 4,000 people think that we owe them something. And we get DMs and messages and emails all the time being like, why haven't I heard back from you? Where are you? Like, why did I sign up for this? And it's just the 2 of us. And you didn't pay for anything. We didn't charge you for anything. We're doing our best, but it's the 2 of us. So yeah, that's the hard part.
It's really hard because obviously we want to help everyone. Like, we're doing this partially to like try and create a real business and make money, but the core of it is that we love helping people. We love love, and we want to help people find love. And so it's really tough when we feel like people are disappointed in us. And it's also really tough because at the end of the day, like Carly said, like, we're only 2 people and we can't do everything. We can't help everyone. And so many people have been like, oh, like, why don't you create an algorithm or automate it? But our whole thing is we want to keep the humanity in it. You know, everybody is so exhausted from dating apps and experiencing so much dating app burnout. We want this aspect of human connection, this 1-to-1, like, or 2-to-1, you talk to us, like, we really get to know who you are and what you're looking for and why things haven't worked out in the past, so that we can find the right people for you, so that you don't feel disappointed the same way you felt from the dating apps. And so we're trying to figure out how we can scale this, how we can come up with other ways to help people in their dating lives, and just how we can keep doing the parts of it that we enjoy. I think it's really interesting that the things that we love the most are things that are very difficult to actually like turn into something that is lucrative, but it's a struggle of being a content creator, and every job has its struggles. And
something I'll say is, I just want to say this once, because we actually haven't talked about it on our own podcast, but if anybody's out there and they're listening to this and you have signed up for our database, our matchmaking database, please, like, we are trying our best. We aren't going to get to everybody, but it makes us really sad when you send us messages being like, why haven't I heard back?
You will.
That's a subtweet at me. I've DM'd them every day asking when my match is going to come. So
yeah,
I get
but
it.
you
It's
got
fine.
like the TikTok promo, dude. Come on, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
Parker, you looked like you wanted to say something that whole time. What was
I
in
did.
your
I was like,
head?
Sam, we got to elevate these girls right now. We got to be like, come on. You guys are going to absolutely crush it. You are crushing it right now, and you're going to find a way to make it work because that's who you guys are. Let's be real, okay? Sam and I had a discussion about this the other day. Like, as long as you guys are staying in the game, you guys are betting on yourselves. I'll bet on you. You guys will win. Whether it's in dating, whether it's setting people up, whether it's with a podcast. Like, I'm putting the chips on Ilana and Carly, and I know Sam's joining me because you guys are going to figure it out. And the fact that you guys got, I don't even know how many people in this database, you'll find a way to make it work. I know that for sure. You guys have found a way to be content creators, and you're just elevating more than you guys think. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm really curious about how you guys are managing that, along with Life in Progress, along with being content creators on each other, like individually. What's that?
Along with
been
planning
like?
weddings.
Let's talk about that right now. So, Ilana, you got seeing other people. You're on TikTok. You're a content creator. You're doing wedding planning. Carly, you're on the other side, TikTok, content creation, now Life in Progress. Then you guys both have Get Set Up. How are you navigating that?
We're not. No, we're doing our best. We try and meet every single day. We have a standing 9 to 11 a.m. meeting. Sometimes we are literally just having a work session where we're just on video chat with each other, but getting work done, whether we're working on our own partnerships or editing or whatever it is. But it's for accountability. It really helps just to stay focused. Some days we meet and we know exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going to schedule out and write captions and cover images for our clips for the podcast episode for the next week. Sometimes we know we're going to meet and go through our setup database and pick our next person to work one-on-one with, reach out to them, or we're going to plan our next episode. Like, there's so many things. So it's really a matter of keeping track of all of the different parts, and holding each other accountable, which we both are so motivated and we're both very hardworking that we always will get it done. Sometimes we have to move our meetings. Sometimes we won't meet in a day because there are other things going on. But we definitely keep each other on track. And then with seeing other people, I will say at first, it was definitely hard. There were times where I said to Carly, like, I feel like I'm neglecting my firstborn, and I can't do that. That doesn't mean I'm going to spend less time on this, but, you know, maybe we can divide up this thing. Or like, if you post the clips, that will help me, because I feel like when I post a clip on Life in Progress, there, I'm done. I posted my podcast clips for the day. Check that off the list. But no, I haven't posted a clip for seeing other people. So it's a matter of like balancing the things that we have to do. And we're also very, very, very respectful and understanding of each other's time. So if Carly has a deadline coming up for a video that she needs to post for a brand, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, go do that. We do not have to meet today. And same thing with me. Like, Carly will totally be flexible and meet at weird times or skip a meeting if I have something else going on.
Working with a friend is significantly more fun, but brings its challenges. And I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but Parker and I, in our operating agreement for Elevation Nation, we have a clause that says, if ever our friendship is in question by either one of us, we liquidate the company and we're done. Our friendship will always come first over the company. And as silly as that sounds, I'm really glad we put that in there, because that is the most important thing at the end of the day. Our friendship is very important to us, and working together comes with mostly ups, but certainly some challenges. And it's just, you need something like that to remind you of what's truly important, because when you are running a business, it's very easy to get ingrained in the day-to-day struggles and take it out on each other. God only knows I take it out on Parker a lot, and he does the same. But it's good that we have each other to kind of go through some of these struggles with.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like now Ilana and I, we should make like a contract just saying that.
That might be the only clause in the contract. I'm just saying.
That's all that's there.
Like, literally.
Just that one line.
It's written in crayon. It says, be my friend forever.
Signed in purple crayon.
Yeah, I think maybe we need that. No, I mean, listen, working together has really been amazing. And I think we've started to really learn our push points, if that's the right word I'm looking for. And I know when she's getting stressed, and I feel like she knows when I'm getting stressed, and we kind of know how to take a load off. You know, if she has like a lot going on, I'll do something. If I have a lot going on, she'll do something. So I think we've been really, it's been great, honestly. Like, I don't have any complaints yet. Yeah.
I also feel like we're just so open with each other, where like there was a time where I wanted to not be in the morning because I really wanted to do a workout class, and she was just like, okay, or she was like, that's fine. And I was like, if you were mad at me, you would tell me, right? And she's like, oh my God, Ilana, I literally couldn't care less. Like, no, but I love you for asking that.
Yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah, we've both like felt that tension with other friends where we feel like we get so anxious that like someone's upset with us, and we don't have the time or the energy or the desire to do that with each other. We'd rather just like be straightforward and straight up. So I think that's a really good element of our friendship too.
Parker
I would say
sends
like
me memes when he's not sure if I'm mad at him or not, just to see. It's his like litmus test. Like, I'll say something back because I'm busy, and I'll just be like, okay, and then he'll send me, like yesterday, he sent me something.
You paid me. Like, you just K'd me straight up.
Sam!
I'm like you dick.
You can't do that.
You don't K people. I never K's
He
him.
was
He just
so
K'd
messed
me.
ripping up your operating agrement.
I know,
Oh
it
my
was messed up.
gosh.
So I sent you,
So
what did I send you? What was the gift?
You said no good morning? ... That's what you
Oh,
said.
yeah.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
It was crazy. It was like,
You
I
said
love
no
that.
good morning? I was like, sorry, my
wild.
lover. Good morning.
thank you. I think
is
the
so
biggest
funny.
thing is just being straight up. Sam and I have had times where we've let that like extra stuff that we haven't talked about like go linger for weeks when we both know it's there and it just doesn't benefit anyone. We just
No.
have gotten to a point like just
Yeah.
tell what's up. Here, let's hear it. Just it's so much easier that way than going the other way when you're living in your little comfort zone and you're like blocking out all the bullshit and then you get on a podcast and you're like you still feel the tension.
Yeah.
Just talk through it. I mean, in any phase of life, whether it's your co-host or your fiance, people at work, I've learned that just if something's up, just talk about it.
Communication.
It's so much less dramatic if you just say it.
I know, right?
Like,
It
it's
becomes
crazy.
a whole thing, right? The whole
And then, like,
thing.
everybody knows, like, all of your friends know, your therapist or your partner, like, everybody knows that this thing is going on. It's so stressful. Then the more you talk about it, the more anxious you get about it. Then you get other people's opinions, and it becomes this whole thing when you could have just said something to the person, and it would have
Yep.
been over in 5 seconds.
Communication, baby.
podcast.
Name of the game in
Oh, yeah.
podcasting, in business, in friendships, and in
In
relationships.
life.
In life, in
There you
progress.
go. That's the pitch right there, the elevator pitch.
So we could probably do this for 5 hours, which we most likely will do because we're definitely going to have you both on again. But I want to make sure we have time for a couple more segments that we like to get through before I let you all go back to your beautiful fiancés and I go back to my beautiful roommate, Matt. Okay.
We love you.
All right. We love Matt.
McP, I love
Matt's
it.
an elevator too. You guys
Oh,
would love
hell
him.
yeah. Matt's elevator 101,
Yes,
I
he is.
think. Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
he
he
is.
is.
Okay, we're going to go on to our rapid fire segment now. Here we go. All right. We said this at the beginning. One of our dream, Carly, no offense to you because we love you and now you're a dream guest, but one of our dream
fine.
guests when we started Elevation Nation was the one and only Ilana Dunn. And yes, I will dig up those videos that I Instagram DM'd her like a creep. Jake was probably like, who is this dude? Slid into the DMs and got her to come on the show. So my question for you is the following. If you were going to open up Life in Progress to a guest, who is your dream guest? And I recognize that like your level of dream guest is very different than ours since like Ilana's friends with the Jonas Brothers and shit, but who would be a dream guest for the show?
Besides Sam and Parker?
Yeah, obviously. It's tough.
It's really hard. Coming up blank.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know who.
I know someone I've really wanted to have on Seeing Other People for a long time. And she could be great for Life in Progress too, but Victoria Garrick, if you don't know her, she is an incredible podcast host and creator, and she was a D1 athlete and speaks a lot about body positivity in a very real way. She talks about kind of life like Instagram versus reality and just really opens up in a way that most people don't, and you can tell how she makes everyone who follows her feel so validated and normal for the things that they go through. And I've just really admired watching her journey and watching how much of an impact she's had.
I love it. We might have to figure out who that is. I'm sorry that I don't know you, but now I'm going to research you and see who you are. But I think your first answer was great. Sam and Parker, it seems
Yeah,
like
I think so
a
too.
I'll stick with
no-brainer.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was going to say, we
Goodness
can't
gracious.
we can't let Carly off the hook here.
She already
I'm
said
sorry.
us, Parker.
I'm kidding.
You
great
guys.
answer.
If you're
the best
listening
answer.
on Spotify, you got to go to the YouTube and look at Carly's face. No, it's all right.
Carly, say like Alex Cooper, say Tink, say anyone.
Um,
No.
Alex
not
Cooper?
that. Okay.
There we go. All right, Alex Cooper. All right, next question. Both of you have to answer this question.
Okay.
What is the one food that is a must-have at your wedding?
Mini hot dogs.
Mac and cheese.
The kids' foods. They're the
Yeah.
best. I love it. Like, you can go so crazy.
What about you,
this and that.
Parker? Since you're not telling anyone about your wedding, what am I going to be
I was
eating?
going to
at
say
your
I'd
wedding,
ask,
bro?
but he's not going to tell us.
Oh, man.
Food.
Oh,
You'll eat
man. Oh,
food.
man. Food. I don't know. This one's hard. I'm kind of like it's got to be like some dope-ass chicken fingers or something like that. I'm not going to have crabs at the wedding. That's just, it's tough, right? It's tough.
Maryland
Sam's
boy.
not coming anymore. He's out.
I'm not coming.
Yeah, imagine people like at a crab table, just shit's
My
going
dream,
everywhere
bro.
over
Just
people's
ruin my
tuxedos.
tuxedos and crabs. Why not?
You would, by the way. I know you would be
100%,
part of that.
obviously.
100%. You're not allowed to because you have a speech to give later that night.
Fair enough. Okay. One of our other questions that we love to ask people, I'm actually very curious of these answers from you both. We
Dun,
love
dun, dun.
reading. We love books. Do you have any book recommendations for Elevation Nation? And Parker and myself, I guess.
One of my favorite books that I've read in the last 2 years, which is really the only time that I've ever started reading, was actually Jake's favorite book. It's called Defending Jacob. Highly, highly recommend. Not going to spoil anything. Just go read it. Defending Jacob.
So you asked me this last time on the podcast, and
We did.
I'm gonna say the same thing.
I love it.
I don't read a lot. Maybe I
Okay.
should. I honestly don't. I just was never into books. I just wasn't. There is one book, and I said the same exact thing because I don't remember the name of the book, but I'm pretty sure it's called How to Never Be Lonely Again. And I read this after my breakup. My psychologist gave this to me, and it changed my life. So that's it.
There you go. Double book rec. I love it. What about a podcast, Carly? Or are you not a podcast girl? You don't listen to a podcast? Besides Life in Progress and
What do you
Elevation
do,
Nation
Carly?
and
That's what
seeing
Parker's
other
actually
people.
throwing shade at. He's like, well, how do you
What
pass
do
the
I
time?
do? No, I actually do. Call Her Daddy is my favorite podcast. I love it.
So Alex
Yeah.
Cooper. Boom.
Yeah.
You just two right there. My
Yep.
God. Okay. Our last question. We
No.
asked both of you, I think. Ilana, yeah, you're around for this last question. But we're going to ask it again because we don't know if the mental motto that you guys have had has changed. Sam and I have the same mental motto. However, when we were together 2 weeks ago in the middle of nowhere in a treehouse, I think we were considering changing our mental mottos. But
Ooh.
that's for another day.
Oh.
Ilana and Carly, we're curious. What is your mental motto?
I remember my mental motto was, if you don't ask, you don't get. And that's something I will always stand by. However, I feel like lately I've been in a not asking, not getting mindset. So I feel like I need to come up with another answer for that in this moment. While I think of it, I'll let Carly go.
Mine has been the same for years, and I will stick with this. And I said this last time, but rejection is redirection. That's mine.
Yeah, that's the hill Carly will die on for sure.
The amount of times I've been rejected in so many different ways in my life, but here we are.
Thriving, baby.
Thriving.
Rejection's great. All right, Alana, that gave you time. You got
Yeah.
one?
Not enough.
Not enough time. She was not explaining
Yeah,
that.
we're
one.
gonna
It
have
was
to-
Not
boom,
enough.
Here it is.
All right, I'll stick with if you don't ask, you don't get. Others to mention, like I think our concept of life in progress, I really like, and I think we're always in progress, and that's something that there's a lot of beauty in recognizing that you never have to be perfect or be complete or know all the answers because you're always a work in progress, and everything in your life is that too. So we'll go with that, in progress.
No one knows all the answers.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. How
Now
about
we're just dropping mental mottos. I like that one, Ilana. Damn. Okay, we gotta get shirts now, like made up,
I know.
multiple mental
We're gonna
mottos
have to.
on one shirt.
Yes.
People would be like, "What
Ladies.
is happening?"
If it wasn't
Sam.
apparent by our friendship, but I am so very proud of you both in your endeavors, in your personal lives, in how you've progressed with your lives. And again, I know I circle back to the beginning of the episode when I talked about some of the benefits of having a podcast. It's great when people come up to us and say, thank you for talking or talking about this amazing topic, reach out for help. All that stuff's really cool. The coolest part for me has been the new friends I've made through this experience, and you two are at the top of the list. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being elevators. Parker said it. If we could invest in you guys, we could. So whatever you do, you're going to keep on elevating and do amazing things. And we're so glad that we can be on this journey with you both. And we're looking forward to coming on your show. Love you.
I just got to add, second everything Sam said, but I think it's really, really cool that you guys are getting even more vulnerable than you do on your TikToks and your Reels, because the world needs more of that. The world needs more people getting in front of a camera with a microphone for a long period of time and not hiding behind what they think and what they feel. And so I appreciate and am super grateful that you guys are doing that right now and setting the path for other content creators to do that, because we need it more than ever before.
My mouth
Everybody should have
hurts
a
from
podcast.
smiling. Like my
Yep.
cheeks hurt.
Called it.
I feel like we
Thank
could
you
do
guys
this
for
forever.
having- yeah. I know. I'm like sad that we're leaving, but also dinner smells really, really good.
Shout out
No, but-
HelloFresh.
but-
Promo code Seeing Other People.
SOP50, SOP
shit.
50 for
That was
50%
close.
off.
Close, Sam.
But thank you guys for having us, and thank you guys for being there whenever we have any questions. I feel like we were so annoying about our matchmaking to you guys with a million questions, but it like meant the world that you were so willing to show up for us and help us. And just also, thank you guys for doing what you do, because I don't think there are enough resources out there for guys going through their 20s and 30s and growing up and adulting. And it's just so admirable that you guys put yourself out there in this way that's even less common, for people like you. So
Yeah,
people
and-
like you.
Boys.
Yeah.
For boys.
SOS.
But yeah, I
time.
honestly, Sam said it, but I really am so thankful for podcasting and networking and being able to be in your guys' lives, because these are friendships that I think we'll have forever.
Totally. No doubt.
It's like camp. I love it.
For real.
Sam,
All right,
they go to
Elevation
camp.
Nation.
Oh, my God.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you guys.